Hey gang, Gameface here, and it's time for a little Planet Coaster. That's what. Um, yeah. So Frontier released the vintage pack today, and I thought this area of the park of the scary park. By the way, it's this. Hey, Swag Boy. I thought this would be a good place to test this out. I don't know. We'll check out what it's about, and we'll see. We'll see. Hey, Martin. First off, let's make some room. I don't know how I'm gonna do this. I think what I'll do is I'll go through the pre-built stuff, and then we'll go through and look at the parts and everything first. So I think I'm gonna start off with like buildings, and you know, buildings. I guess scenery is it? Will it have? No, scenery won't have buildings. And we'll see what they put together with these content packs, and we'll see. Then we'll go through and look at what else is involved. But first, I gotta remember how to use Planet Coaster. How does this work? Intensity, very intense. We're just gonna create a flat area, because you know we're gonna drop coasters here and ride them. We won't you know, keep it. I don't think. But if I was to keep any of it, this would definitely be the park where I would want to put a lot of this stuff. So let's start off with buildings, and we'll check it out and we'll see what we got. Okay, so this is called the Large Baroque Building. Oh, look, we got letters. We've got lights. What is this? Do I have to line it up? Okay, so what is that? Okay, you can walk through it. I have an Xbox One. That doesn't mean we. I basically, you name it. I got PC, Xbox One, PlayStation 4, and Nintendo Switch. Those are my gaming platforms. I use the Xbox One the least, followed by the Switch. Will I make a wooden roller coaster? I already got a wooden roller. Where'd he go? Where'd he go? I already got a wooden roller coaster. So yeah, this is one of the buildings that comes with the DLC. I should have probably done this in a different park, because I notice I have frame rate issues. But yeah, there we go. There's one of them. We've got another one here. Whoa. Got another one here. So let's go take a look at these. Menu. Having frame rate issues in Planet Coaster, of course. I can play Fallout 4 at extreme. Well, I can basically play anything at extreme detail levels except for Planet Coaster. So yeah, this is just another one of their prefabs. It looks pretty good, I'd say. I can't really complain. You know, these all have that certain look to them, a certain style. But yeah, they're okay. I'm finding the yeah, they're nice. I like them. Now, what about parts? You know, like I look at some of this and go, hey, well, yeah, we've already got that. We've already got that. Maybe this is different. Oh, this is different. Okay, they have trim of specific styles. New pillars. Okay, we'll get to that after. So those are the 3 new buildings. There's really, you know, there's not a lot to it for buildings. But they look nice. This is multiple buildings. So, that were the buildings. There's the buildings. Okay, so blueprints for scenery that have something to do with vintage. Let's see what blueprints what they have for scenery. Oh, it looks good. So first off, we've got a balloon landing point. Do we have balloons? We don't have balloons. So why would we have a balloon landing point? Okay. So it seems we've got a balloon animatronic. It's definitely a thing. That looks kind of cool. I like that. So I'm gonna undo that. I'm gonna take that, and we're gonna stick it over here to make it look like it belongs in the park. But yeah, you put some path through that, and that will look pretty cool. It's not functional. People can't go and ride it, but it exists, and for some reason there's sprinklers going. We have sprinklers. Is that new? Then I guess there's some little pieces where they've taken some different units and built like a water fountain made out of multiple pieces. Like you can see, that's not bad. What else do we have here? 5-piece flower bed. Oh yeah, well, you know, we've all built stuff like that in you know, using stuff that already exists. But I like the way like there's corners, it seems now. I wonder if that's one thing. Oh. I don't know, it won't let me select it. Okay, I see. So they are actually flower bed pieces, planters, thin end. So they're a set. It's not like what I've done where I've taken stuff and I've shoved like dirt-looking things inside a box. This was the spooky park that never quite got off the ground. Well, it got way off the ground, and actually there's about a third of it left to finish, but you know, life. Yeah, this is the spooky park. It is spookier at night. Not really spooky in the middle of the day. How do you make spooky in the middle of the day? So, I guess it could also be called the train station park because basically I've got 2 epic train stations in it. Well, I think they're epic. They're too big for, you know. Okay, so another planter. I'm not even going to put this down. Well, maybe I will. We'll take a closer look at each of these. Ooh. That's interesting. Cool. Okay, so what do we have here? We've got ourselves a little, I don't know, a little garden area. Whoa. There we go, some artwork. Vintage painted banners. Oh, that's cool. That's sort of what I was thinking for the shops across the front. But I just didn't want to steal artwork off the internet. I see they've used the same thing up here. And we've got our barbershop quartet. Wow. Huh. That's awesome. I don't know. I can't get it lined up. That is so cool. Hey, Aspen, welcome to the stream. How you doing? So the other thing, yeah, that's awesome. I love that, and that I can put that, like, that's perfect for this park. That's like for this section of this park, because everything's supposed to look like old style concessions. Well, it didn't, you know. Really, what I wanted was a row of them all across here, with like a boardwalk across them, but that was very hard to do with the way the pathing works. But hey, maybe they made some changes. But I'm liking this so far. I'm doing good. I'm doing good. I haven't been playing much Planet Coaster lately, but I am doing good. Okay, so they've got some... This is just wooden pillars. This is just all stuff that's already in the park. Or in the game. There's nothing really new in this. Maybe some different flowers. Hey, different flowers. That's cool. And of course then there's this. A door made to scare small children? And then we got the Zerbler Entel or whatever. Yeah. So we've got trapeze artists. Cool. And is that like one setup? You just plop it down. Or are there multiple? There looks to be like multiple trapeze units here. Yeah, that's one. Oh. Okay, so there's one big one. Well, yeah, that would make sense because there's two people on it. And then there's two little ones here with other people doing other things. That's cool. What is this? Oh. Okay, so ground. It's the ground. They've made the ground. And you can put the ground together any way. So that means they made the ground. Oh, that's amazing. So they made the ground. Which is kind of cool, because, you know, otherwise you couldn't do anything like this. And I see it comes in different shapes. Oh. Oh, no, that's attached to the outside. Okay, so they've made outside trim for the ground. And then they made the ground. That is cool. Couple of triangular wall pieces. That might come in useful. Oh, these are just tin panel walls. Okay, tin walls. Hey, Tangy Koala. Hey, Darafi, how you doing? Vintage DLC, you got it. Will I make a roller coaster soon? No, I don't think so. I'm not going to be building any roller coasters soon. But I'm going to look at the roller coasters in this, and maybe I'll ride some of the roller coaster, like the one I started to build and the one I have built. Hey, Manuel. Welcome to the stream. Good to hear, Raphael. Not great to hear, or I should say fine to hear. An adventure park. Yeah, I think this is I like this garden thing, the way they've done this. Very useful. I just imagine the things like just on the front of a building, you could have the whole thing outlined in this garden trim and have plants across the whole thing. Make a roller coaster. Actually, we're here to talk about the DLC that just came out today, so there won't be any making of roller coasters. We're talking about all the new parts and pieces, some of the prefab stuff they've dropped on us for use in our parks. But we won't be building anything new today. We might ride something, but well, we will ride something. We're gonna ride something right away. Right away. Like as soon as I get down to coasters. So that's like right away is in a while. Okay, so vintage. What do we have in vintage here? Okay. Whoa. Ha, that's funny. That's funny. Like, if you look... Whoa. I'm not used to the camera. Maybe not so much. No. But yeah, it would fit perfectly in here. Like this would fit this theme so well. Like, you know, even with this train station like this, I could add some of these, like that side piece would be perfect. Like, can you imagine that on the side of the train station instead of the pieces I have? Though there's nothing wrong with the pieces I have, I don't think. So yeah, there's a lot of potential there. I like this. You know, these are basically the same building, just with different shops in it. And they couldn't trust us to do that ourselves, but whatever. I guess there are people who do build parks out of prefab parts. But I like that. They should have put staff places in them. And you could have like an all-in-one. But you know, again, we could do stuff like that. I really like the look of this though. Very nice building. Yeah, it's about old style fairs. Yeah, so there's that. Whoops. There we go. Undo is probably a better way to go about it rather than deleting it. Little information booth. Not really a lot to it, but again, it fits the style. Victorian toilets. I don't know if toilets looked like that in the Victorian era, but we will go with it. It is what it is. But I like the look of it. But yeah, you can definitely see this in like, let's say a park. Well, less this stuff. You know, I'm thinking of this old park that we used to go to when I was a kid, when we were on vacation. Obviously, it's not this old. Well, it probably was this old. That's the thing. Oh, these are the, okay, so this is another thing we're going to see here. We've got a number of different, vending type machines. Gumball machines. We've got the, Zoltan for the fortune teller. Popcorn machine. Just a bit drunk. Hey, Stealth Ninja! I didn't see you there. Wow. Yeah, so then what else is this? We've got the claw crane. Oh yeah, this is the one in the commercial. In the YouTube video that that Planet Frontier put out. I like the sparklers, that's kind of cool. Is that new though? I don't know. This is all that tin stuff. These are all tin walls. But look at this. The lights. The lights are pulsing. I wanted that. That was the best I was able to do. But maybe it's the same thing. I don't know. For the new Halloween. Oh, the movie. Yeah, I'm not really one to talk to about movies. I haven't watched movies in ages. I don't really do much movies and TV. Okay, so this is an entrance, and it's got the painted walls. Sort of matches the... Well, not really, not really. But it is a nice entrance. For an old style park. I could imagine something like that. Then we've got this, which I think it should be further in the ground. But it's too late now. Unless I put it down again. Because it's multiple buildings. I noticed I think Frontier, they never used to do that. Most of their buildings I remember being one piece, but now they've started to, like, they've done it to offset the corners here. So this is a building. Well, and of course, the other thing is, this is the same as this, is the same as this, is the same as this. So that's another thing. They are the same thing. Stucco, or what is it? Yeah. And then the middle has a couple stores in it. And a couple more stores on the other side. Of course, you could do anything you want with this. You could you know, put bathrooms in the end and stuff like that too. But that looks pretty cool. I also hear there's some new rides. But are there any new skinned rides? They don't do skinned rides. That's right. That would be a blueprint. Never mind. I'll just keep going. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Like boardwalk style fairs, parks. So we have a number of rides there. I don't know if there's new track rides. I don't think there is. I don't think there's any new track rides. No, there's no new track rides. And then we have coasters. So let's filter to vintage here and see what we have for pre-builds. Twist and Tussle and Surf Avenue. Okay. Wow, we got into this pretty fast, didn't we? Whoa. I don't know where. You know what? I'm gonna move to an empty park. Or an almost empty park. Just because I don't... It's becoming very difficult to Yeah. Yeah, I think one of the reasons that it's like that right now is because I'm actually having to run all of my streaming stuff in debug mode because it keeps on crashing on me, and I'm been talking to support with the company, and that's what they want me to do, and I've got this thing here. Whoa, again, camera's in the wrong direction. Yeah, okay, so no frame rate issues here. Here we go, coaster. Hey, Elliot! Yeah, you know, the whole thing is, you know, unless you're talking an actual, like, pirate ship, the pieces are so interchangeable amongst things, you know, except for the very, very genre-specific stuff, I find. But I guess when you build all your own stuff, it's usually like that you need to use things in ways that they were not necessarily meant. But they, you know, they definitely build parts that are not just for the thing. Okay, why? Oh, huh? Okay, here we go. Don't think that's the intent there. Okay, so this is a coaster called Twist and Tussle. The coaster might not be called that, but this one is. Take a ride. Ooh. That is kind of cool. It's more like a controlled bobsled run. They're gonna let me build these? We're gonna die. Wow. This is awesome. That is so sweet. Double lifts, like a lift for one run and then a little lift for another run. Did these things actually exist? Whoa! You don't have your banking right, people are going to die. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know about that. I don't know. That how's this thing, like, how does this work? Okay. That I don't even know what to say. That's what it is. Wow. Yeah, that is awesome. And what's even more awesome is it's gonna let me hurt people with it. Yeah. Yeah, that's quite something. What else we got here? There's one more track ride. That's not it. This is it. Okay, so this is what? Surf Avenue. Let's see. New DLC. Yeah, this is the vintage stuff. So this is a vintage wooden coaster. Looks very unsafe to me. When was the last time this was inspected? Huh? This is like the type of coaster that would have been at that old style park that I was talking about. Yeah, the bobsled ride was kind of neat. I don't know what else we're gonna see here. I don't know if the vending machines is part of this or part of just a general update. Whoops. Forget you saw that ground there. Just pretend it wasn't there. I noticed there's not a lot of banking going on here. Whoops, I lowered it too much, obviously. Yeah, sort of like the next evolution of coasters past the Hop the Gaps, which of course I might have it. I might have it. I don't. I do. So this is the other vintage coaster. This has nothing to do with Vintage Pack. This was in the last one. The lightning rod. So this is it's either Hop the Dips or Leap the Gaps. Or maybe it's Leap the Dips. Maybe it's Hop the Gaps. Hop the... I don't know. One of them's the real one in real life. One's the name of the one on the coaster. This is a rebuild of the one in real life. Built in this. And, Hop the Gaps. Okay. So the one in real life then is called Leap the Dip. Leap the Dips. Maybe, yeah. So this is somewhat what that coaster was actually, that coaster was built as, or styled after. It's not a perfect version of it. Don't even take that. It's not accurate. Yeah, side friction coaster. This one happens to be from 1902, which is a little while ago. $73 miles an hour. Wow. That's awesome. Leap the Dips didn't go 73 miles per hour. This was basically... I tried to get the timing right, so it took about the same amount of time to go through this as it did go through the real one. But I had so much trouble. And there's so many things wrong with it, you know, that it's kind of bad, but... It was as close as I could get in one stream. I didn't want to spend tons and tons of time on it. But this is like the next thing. This would have been like 20 or 30 years later. This would have been the coaster. It went upside down. Oh, yeah. Well, wooden coasters couldn't go fast. There's, you know, the difference between wood and steel is steel requires less maintenance. You know, you could build wooden coasters that could just haul. Hybrids, especially. You know, with steel track on a wooden frame. I always think those are the best coasters. So that's that. Let's look at buildings, or actually, maybe I should start here. Okay, so we've got vintage. We've got vending machines, which came in the last update, but then we've got vintage stuff. I can see why they're on a road like that, because you need to bring people to them. But here we go. We've got the claw. You can change the colors of it. That's not too bad. We've got a bubblegum machine. Again, you can change the colors. Popcorn machine. That looks like awful popcorn. Looks like it's filled with dirt from Fallout. That's what dirt in Fallout looks like. Wow, okay. Yeah, sawdust. Doesn't look very popcorny. It's vintage popcorn. Come on, that's been in there for like almost 100 years. Been in there for 96 years. Vintage popcorn. And we also have Zoltran. Zoltan, not Zoltran. Zoltan, the fortune teller. And I'm guessing that. Oh, actually, no. I can't see. We can't. Don't these take money? Hello? You take money? No? No money? Oh, there is glass. I can see it. It looked like there's no glass. It looked like it was clear. But yeah, those are the vintage additions to the store. There is also, you know, not so vintage versions. Like there's a not vintage version of the claw machine, which will rob you just the same as the vintage one will. So that's cool. I don't see any other vintage cash machine. Like a person in a window. Like, there you go. There's your vintage cash machine. We call them a bank teller. They still exist, but they whine when you ask them to do anything. So, scenery. Is there a lot of vintage scenery? Ooh, I like that. Okay, so let's start at the top. There's like animal statues. Well, you know, I think that would have been awesome if there was more than an elephant and a penguin. It would have been really awesome if there was more than an elephant and a penguin. You know, like a lion, a giraffe, an elephant, a penguin. You know, the kind of animals you'd see in some like little kid's animal book. rather than just 2. So I can't really, you know, okay, yeah, I can go and say, okay, here's an entrance, and do this, and here's a penguin walking through that entrance. I'm just kidding. So yeah, I almost wish there was more to this animal thing, but it doesn't seem there is. Like, what would I would have think elephants, lions, giraffes, zebra. The penguin seems wrong, but you know, just me. I don't know anything. And there we go. We've got ourselves a bandstand. That would be pretty sweet to put the quartet on, but the quartet comes on their own stand, which you can't change. Well, we'll discuss that when we get to it. We got some Baroque planters. Not really, you know, more like building external decorations for buildings. Not really park decorations, but I guess they've learned that we build a lot of buildings in Planet Coaster. Hey, S. Boswell. Boswell? How are you doing? Am I experiencing the bugs with the staff? Right now I'm not really experiencing anything. I've just, I'm just taking a look at all the parts and pieces in the new vintage pack. So I'm not really in a park. Is there something going on with management? Okay, we've got that bandstand as well. I don't know where the band is. I haven't seen the band. Does anybody know where the band went? Okay, so decorative fence. Yeah, this is sort of like what I tried to do with that carousel, with the fences that were around it. Was something along this lines, where I had the piece across the top. So yeah, that's nice. I like it. Lots of people having issues. Yeah, Frontier is becoming more and more known for that. They usually have a fix out the same day, though. But you never know. Okay, that's kind of cool. I do like that. Damn, I don't know why control and click doesn't work in multi-select. Why don't they add that? That's kind of neat. You know, nice animatronic. Kind of big. You know, I look at some things like this and sometimes I think, okay, why didn't you just make animatronic hands and this and allow us to build all the pieces for the other thing? This is like a very, oh, here's a static entrance to a place. It's not an entrance it's just static, and this is it. But you can't use any of these pieces anywhere else. Now, I will admit, of course, not to say I will get to the, yeah, I will get to the flat rides. I'm starting this way, finishing with coasters. So yeah, okay, catch you later, Raphael. Have a good one. See you next time. So yeah, I think this is nice, but I would like to see a little more diversity in things like this. Like, so that I could stick hands on things. You know, like I said, it's not to say that you're not going to be able to do stuff and change it up. You know, make it the way you want. But it's just very limiting. Okay, so... Oh, did I miss this? Okay, so here we go. We got the doors. Those doors that were on that trapeze thing. I think it was the trapeze thing. That's kind of cool. Can I change any colors? Yes, I can. That's also cool. Okay, so we're here now. Decorative shapes, more just decorative things to put on things. You know, like this would be on. You could take this and sink it into a wall as like artwork. You know, with I don't know, other stuff. Vintage machines are actually not part of the vintage pack. It's just part of the update. That's cool. I knew there were machines available in the update, but I didn't know the vintage ones were outside of the vintage pack. I know there was definitely new machines though, like the slot machines and the other claw, the new style claw. But yes, those who don't have the pack yet will know what's in it and what's not, because I bought the pack and I haven't opened Planet Coaster for a month. Well, that's not true. I don't even know what this is. What is it? Decorative shape. That's a decorative crown. I don't know. What am I going to use that for? More decorative shapes, little crystals. Oh, here we go. Here's like, you know, we can have a little. Security fence. A haunted funhouse. Oh yeah. Yeah, the possibilities here are awesome. And again, there's just tons of little pieces that'll be just absolutely useful in so many different scenarios. I don't know why they have a bunch of condom-shaped pieces. Okay. I understand. They're not condom-shaped pieces. They just sort of look like... Never mind. And again, we got some, like, more inverse of that. What this is. More decorative ribbons. More ribbons. Again, like I said, these things are, stuff like this is so useful. Like, you know, you could just imagine. Whoops, I moved that the wrong way. You know, there's a different style wall, like just like that. You know, and all these, like, okay, this is a different style wall with a heart thing on it, or a star thing on it. Like the possibilities with awesome little pieces like this are endless. Oh yeah, there's gonna be some really nice stuff coming up with this. Yeah, I don't know. But yeah, the things you can do are just... There's just so much. And of course, you can change all the colors and all these things too. And there's more. There's a ton of them. All of these are just shapes. Oh, clock arms. They call them teardrops. I guess they're more teardrops than clock arms. Wedges. Trapezoid. Wow. There we go. There's all our shapes. You know, I see stuff like this around the Zoltran thing. Like, I don't know. It's nice to have parts to work with. Yeah, it's some of it's circusy. But you could see this being like an entrance to a park, like a theme park. But yeah, I think that's awesome. So the next thing I see is even more awesome. Letters. This is something that should have been in the parts, you know, the shapes forever. Sets of letters of different sizes, because that would be so useful. But with these, we can what does it mean by loop? What's looping? Why isn't it doing anything? Hello? Okay, I don't understand. I don't know what's looping. I don't know what's activating on trigger. Nothing. Even when you turn it to activate on trigger, it looks exactly the same as the other ones. Oh, no, it doesn't. It does. Look. The lights are on, but they don't cast any light. You can see them. The photons can hit your eyes, but they can only hit your eyes. Photons can't hit another surface. See, off. But yet the lights themselves don't go. Yeah. Sorry, that shouldn't be the case. That should not. The lights should go off when you turn them off. Like, they don't. So yeah, I don't know what to make of that. I don't know what to make of that at all. Like, even a flashing one, you're only going to notice the light that's cast turning on and off, and not the light itself. And that's a problem with every light in Planet Coaster. Well, every scenery light. Building lights are different. I don't know why. But there we go. We've got letters. You can also use... Well, I was going to say you can use the back of them, but no, you can't. Because they would be backwards letters. Yeah, they're very good pieces. Too bad the lights don't work the way you would expect lights to work. Rope fence. Well, why didn't you just take 2 posts and a piece of rope? I didn't realize they made a whole new fence. Is it any better? I don't know. Well, it is kind of low. I like that. And I guess it is easier to put down this than putting down a bunch of posts and things like that. That's definitely a thing. Trust me, I have put down thousands of posts with pieces of rope between them. One of my parks was, all the fences were basically that. So here we go. We got like classic style picket fences. That's cool. I like that. Yeah, the other rope does go right. Oh, what's this? Oh, I remember these. Not that I've actually ever seen one, but I like in the movies. I'm not that old. Like playing music. People would gather around in amazement and watch the pictures change. Yeah. Yeah. Yes, but my quartet isn't what I want it to be. And I'll explain that when I get to it. So more parking lot fences. I can build a highway now. This is a highway barrier. That's awesome. Some I don't know if they'd be. Oh, it's planter edging. Oh, it's not an iron fence. It's for the side of planters. Okay, that's fine. I didn't know that. And here's the Roman candles. Why can't I have blue flames? Okay, so we got Roman candles. There's the sparklers we saw. You see them? There's leaves blowing around. That's what I'm gonna lay it all out in my forests. So there's always like leaves falling off the trees. That'll really help the frame rate. That's kind of cool. Small leaves blowing. I guess maybe we'd see this better if it wasn't 4 a.m. A leaf. A leaf, a leaf, a leaf. There we go. A lot of leaves. And then we've got... Oh. Dandelions. Or whatever their seeds are called. Florets. I think. Well, that's gonna just leave dandelions all over the place. Where's the dandelions? Okay, these are falling things. Okay, I don't know what it has to do with vintage, but it came with the vintage pack. It looks cool. I could see using these things. So what do we have here? We've got falling. Start this side. Falling blossoms large. Falling blossoms small. Falling leaves. Falling leaves small. And glow drops. See the glow drops. Like little shooting stars. That's cool. I can see people using these in coasters where you're going through it, it's all dark, but all you can see is these little white things. Yeah. Because I've seen people use fireworks like that. Like they were ghosts or something. But yeah, that looks like cool. That's something that's very useful, I think. Hey, Pro Gamer. How you doing? Okay, so what do we got here? It's supposed to be insects. Oh, I see butterflies. I see bees. I see sparkly things. Okay, so we got bees. We've got butterflies. We got fireflies. Ah, sparkly things. Small fireflies and just normal flies. There's normal flies. There's fireflies. Yeah, so you take these. This is what you put in front of all the washrooms. You know, all the bathrooms in a vintage park will have flies all around them. It's got to be a thing. Whoa! We have an animatronic here. It's a steam engine generator. Well, that's cool. You can use that as looking like it's powering some ride or something. I like that. That's awesome. Drummer monkey. Tin monkey, I guess. Whoops. Triggerable. Paintable, of course. And of course this is paintable too. You know. Now it's for a fire station. See? It's red. Whoa, look at this. Bees. Bzz, bzz, bzz. Sorry. Hey, Demantia! How you doing? Been a while. Hope you're well. Okay, so what else we got here? We got our flying trapeze. As far as I saw, there was 3 pieces, but it looks like there's a lot more than 3 pieces. They're all doing different tricks. Okay, from the beginning. We got the flying somersault. And this is the what? Flying backflip. Hey, Pro Gamer. I don't yeah, I don't generally use other people's work or do that on this channel. I would definitely check it out, but I wouldn't be doing any videos on it. Johnny would do that. Channel 5. Okay, so we've got the barrel roll, around the world. I don't even know what these things are. The static gazelle, static hawks, static splits, swing barrel roll, I'm just waiting for to do something. Hey, T-Dotrix. Yeah, yeah, it is. It's so far so good. So yeah, lots of trapeze things going on. Which is cool. I don't know if I'm gonna use them. I don't know what I'm gonna do actually. But we will see. Okay, so we got a little. This is garbage bin. Is that a garbage bin? No, it's not. It's tree. It's a tree guard. You put a tree in, and you put this around the tree so people don't stick their gum on it. And this is another tree guard, made out of wood. I didn't even know that was a thing. Different style arches. I've got all the DLC, including the licensed stuff, the Universal Studios and all that. Knight Rider, Monsters, and the other one. I am doing good. Yeah, I have been working on this. This is the thing I've been working on lately, are all these little, kind of a cool set of building parts that I'm gonna put up on the workshop. I've got more stuff here that I'm parts of it that are gonna go as well. But I'm just trying to, do something different. Yes, I have the DeLorean. I have all of them. The DeLorean would be Back to the Future. Okay, so we've got our trapeze, we've got all this, we've got some arches, and stuff like that. I think these are again, they suffer from the same problem as every other light in the world. Yeah, the light doesn't actually go out. It's only the light cast by the light that goes out. The lights themselves seem to stay on. They just don't cast it. So yeah, that's I really wish that wasn't a thing. It would make some things in Planet Coaster so much better. But that is what we have to deal with. We've got some Victorian fence, and then some decorative Victorian fence. And we can brighten that up. We can change the colors. It doesn't need to be, it can be a white front on it. I should turn the lights back on. Can I make them flash? Yes, you could use a sequencer to make them flash. Or you can, no, you mean like no, you can't do that. I could just say play every 0.5 seconds for 0.1. Whoa. Play every 0.2 seconds for 0.1 second. That's about as flashy as you're gonna get. 5 flashes a second. But again, they're not flashing. They're staying on constantly. But somehow they're staying on and not letting off any light. You know what I mean? Like, I can't get it to cover the entire screen. I was wanting, like, if I can get that to cover the entire screen. It's not changing. But I thought there was different lights here too, but there's not. They must have done that with the existing ones. We've got some Victorian lights and lamps. Small ones, big ones. Short ones, tall ones. We have new benches. Pew. There's pews. Because, you know, benches need to go on path. Okay, so these are people benches. For people to sit in. The bobsled. Yeah, I like the bobsled. There's a whole bunch of different bus stop chair seating. And there's matching garbage collection as well. Come on, let me put it on the ground. Again, we can color these. All these can be changed. All of them. That's awesome. I like that. And finally, we have a vintage car with no wheels. And we have wheels for that vintage car. So that's cool. It doesn't drive. What is it playing every 3 seconds? Is it turning on the lights? What is it doing? That's all it's doing. Turning on the lights. Could be useful. We've got our picnic table vintage so that we can use those on our picnic tables. We've got a little ticket booth thing, a ride booth, and then we've got this. Now, I really wish they had a plain version of this, which didn't have the stage. I really do, so that you could put this down, and you'd have the quartet. But the stage comes with it, and you know, because it'd be awesome to just even place these guys on the side of the, like, yeah. You know, build your own stage. But I like it anyway. I just don't like it as much as I could like it. If that makes any sense. But yes, so far so good. I can't complain. I forgot building part, didn't I? I went straight to scenery. Custom building. What? I missed. Vintage. Ooh, this is a very pricey pack. This one, it's not a lot of pieces. But it looks like the pieces are quite detailed. So we've got some decorative wall stuff. I don't know where to put this stuff now. You know, little wood trim of different types and oppositenesses. Huh? So there's just tons of stuff you can do with that, as you can imagine. You know, building. Oops. You know, the possibilities are basically endless. Really good for wall trim. Yeah, you can have that. Yeah, I just, yeah, it's just so much you could do on the outside of a building with that. And again, there's more. What were the chances that was going to work out? And then little corner pieces, or, well. Cool. That is, that's very useful. We got little balconies. It might be balconies. Decorative trim. More trim panels. More decorative trim. A little more decorative trim. Those are the ones we saw in that one building. Those are nice. I could definitely see this, you know, these are definitely pieces that would go well on a palace, on loads of things. Little pedestal, hex base, square base. It's all Baroque style. You know, lots of topper caps, they call them, for the pedestals, which is kind of cool. So you can definitely have some diversity in your build. They don't need to all be the same. You know, I could definitely see where some of this would come in useful in the build that I was doing with the Egyptian stuff. Very nice stuff. Yeah, I'll have to check for entertainers right away. Again, now we're getting on to a little more more decorative things. Carnival trim, carnival decorations. Again, more carnival trim. Like these are the little detailed things we really need for those stores. Like I was trying to put stuff together like this, and it just didn't exist. But this is such a good. You know, there's tons of stuff here. Really. Oh, there's no depth to that. We've got a clown archway. Again, it's gonna scare the children. And there's... what? Clown face door frame? Oh. Okay, so the pieces in that whole door that opens and closes. This thing. We've got the closed version. Or the static version. So you could actually have this as a door and open already, allowing people to come in. Or you can use the animated one on a ride, things like that. Painted wood plank column. Oh, wood plank painted square roof. Oh, here we're starting to get into gridded stuff. Okay, so this is gridded. And this is gridded. Which again screams limitations, but whatever. These are basically building pieces anyway. So they're the arches. And then there's the pillars. Match this. And they are not gridded. So you got the 2, 4, and 8. As well as, you know, this, which is probably, you know, again, it's going to be awesome for building. Vintage building. I don't know what this is. Tin panel column. Again, we're into the building stuff again. Got ourselves a... Currently making queue line fences. Do you see where to put them? Which, the grid stuff? Well, yeah, but it would be so much more awesome if we didn't have to build multiple buildings and that we could have, you know, we could disconnect things from the grid. It's just, you know, we work around it. We totally work around it. I don't even know what this is. Tin panel roof decoration. Okay. And then there's a whole bunch of domed top tin roofs. Again, we can change the color of all these as well, eh? These are not fixed to these colors. So who's going to be the first person to build Nuka World? Here's a flat roof panel. It looks like a Pride roof panel, but that's fine. Tin pan again. That's a building piece. These are not building. Whoa, whoa, that's crazy. Oh yeah, yeah, exactly. Oh, yeah, I've been here for a long time. You know, I know these things. Again, a couple different arches, the same thing as the other ones. These are colorable and they're tin. And we've got the door, the front of a store. Why don't we have the front of the store with wood ones? Maybe we already have wood that matches this. Yeah, you know what? We do. We already have matching wood. That's good. So then we also have these roofs or spires. These spires and these spires. So there's definitely some, you know, you can build some really, really cool looking stuff with this. And by the way, you know, like this is all fine, and it's like, ooh, I don't know if I want, you know, this would be better looking like, you know, where, ooh, no, you can't, can you? Oh, that's not good. I was thinking if I made it all the same color, the things would disappear. But they almost do. So yeah, it wasn't going to do what I thought it was going to do. There you go. You can hide most of it if you want. It still seems to have some, you know, depth to it, though it doesn't. But oh well. There's tons of stuff like that, and then we're getting back into the building pieces. Where we've got some walls, and again, totally colorable. I don't know why they've gone with this let's make every wall a different color thing. But yeah, you've got 1 foot, 2 and 4, sorry, meter. And then you've got the stuff to build the coaster, stations, coaster stations. So that's cool. Lots of parts. And we're back to Victorian decorative trim suddenly. That's weird. Didn't I already pick this piece up? Oh, no. The other side. So yeah, there you go. There's some more normal trim. And there's a ton of it, eh? Like this, these are the pieces. Like you wouldn't be using this on a house, I don't think. Even this, that would be awesome across the front of an overhang, like I had in the classic park. And again, all these things, you know, so simple to build some nice trim for a building or anything like that now. That's kind of cool. That's actually really cool. Arches. Yeah. Definitely useful parts. And again, you can change all the colors. And then there's a post. We could have put this all up on posts, which would probably looked a lot better than just sticking it like the way I stuck it. But then there's also inside edges. And you know, we've done stuff like this in the past. Like if you look at the train station at the on the vintage park that I did before, it has like posts with the pieces like that, but we had to use other pieces to do it. Hey, in Heinrich, you know what? I swear I knew your name. It's not Nick, is it? You know, this is bad. Welcome back. So glad to see you. Even if I can't remember your real name. We've got some more roof trim, which is nice. Yeah, I don't know what I'm gonna do with stuff like this though, but that is quite good. Quite useful, I should say. I also noticed that you can do that. Oh, cool. Awesome. The types of roofs, oh, you can just build so much cool stuff with this. Okay, that's great. So there's new roof pieces, there's new roof trim. Again, I don't know what I'd use it for, but I'm pretty sure I would find something pretty quickly. Look at that. Sweet. Okay, if anybody wants to go check out Pro Gamers Park, you can see it on the screen. Official Bubble Tanks Workshop. It's in the. Oh, I can't reach out of my little box, and I'm stuck. Wow. Oh, it ends there. Just my hand just disappears. You can see it. It's there. It's like tips of my fingers, and then my arm is just gone. It's crazy. Totally crazy. So we also have other posts that I think would be excellent to use with this. Look, the colors are all right already. So like you could build like just with this, you know. You know what I mean? and just... It's gonna be a different color on the back. Oh well, I missed something. But you know, like I said, these pieces are great. The amount of stuff you'd be able to do with this in a park, I know I'd have to swap that around. And really, I wouldn't really do it that way. I'd probably just do it like that. But you know, you can build some pretty sweet stuff with those pieces. I know the colors are kind of ugly, and I wouldn't have them those colors. But you know, that's why I suck at this. So, vintage column, again, another bigger column that sort of matches that same pattern, but again, comes in a completely different set of colors. More roofing. And this roofing is lit. So, you can't turn off the lights, but you can make them black. Or if you want to be like really crazy, you could just like... Oh, they're still lit. You know, that makes them much more subtle and you can't really see them. And again, we've got another set of little smaller ones, sort of the same size as these. Again, lit. Now we're getting into the pieces that I thought looked really cool. Like it would fit so well in my my little park. We got the painted signs. Sweet. Now again, you imagine a set of columns in between each of these, going down in between the buildings, maybe where you've got some stores. These are the painted on the walls in between. You know, they've got a really reasonable diversity, I would say. There's 6 different drawings or paintings, so you know you can mix and match. But I really like those. I think those are very vintage. Then we got some simple, a little more simple things. We got some signage. A sign that I can actually say something on. And another one I can say something on. I hear leaves. Is that what I'm hearing? I don't know what I'm hearing. And finally, got some large columns. Some very large columns. In what looks like small and big. And last but not least, not matching this pattern at all, we've got ourselves a little balcony. So that's quite the mix of stuff. Like I'm impressed, but I'm at the same time a little bit disappointed, and in 2 ways. One, the quartet isn't a standalone unit. Oh yeah, it'll go great. It'll be awesome in that area. If I wanted to blow that up and build it into a big fairground, that would be even better. Like, take it down the side of the thing and do more with it. But what I'm not, you know, Yeah. Okay. So you're pointing out some excellent things there. They need some way. I don't know how I can explain it. Like for instance, this is the world we'd live in. So I've got this body of water. It's larger than this. It's the ocean. It goes on for lots. There's lots of water in it. If you were to go in there, you'd never be able to drink it all. Well, and now I can't even fill it up with water because I'm an idiot. Oh, that's not why. That's how I got to the point, but that's not the... but like I would like to be able to build out on top of this with path. So for instance, I want a wooden boardwalk. Just so obstructionist. Thou shalt not call oneself an idiot. No, 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 no. Thou shalt be able to call oneself an idiot. If you can't call yourself, yeah. No, you have to be able to know when you're an idiot and when you're not. Sorry. So yeah, it's very, very difficult to do what I want to do. It just won't let me. I want to create a boardwalk. You know what I mean? Where I want to be able to build a coaster out on the boardwalk. I want to be able to build, you know what I mean? I want to be able to build, like, what am I thinking? Like, Coney Island. Isn't that what I'm thinking? Oh crap. It's hilarious. You type in Coney Island, and the first picture you get in Google basically has parts and pieces that we can build things out of here. It's hilarious. Where is it? Where is it? There it is. They're different colors, but on Coney Island, you will find something somewhat like this. With a half moon around it, but I don't think we have the half moon. You know, we could always do decorative things like that, you know, like I said. So yeah, Coney Island is what I'm thinking of when I see this. Like, I see the picket fences there, but I also see structures going out over the water with rides on them and things along that lines. And I don't think we can do that. But let's move on. We've got lots of stuff to look at here. We're moving on to rides. Try to do path on a grid. We could try that. Yeah, you know what? That might work. But again, it's gonna fail miserably. Well, I don't know why it did that. It's decided to completely disconnect from my grid suddenly. But again, it's going to fail miserably as soon as I try to go and do that. Like, no, you're not getting that. So it's almost like you need to fake the whole thing, have like a road sunk. But yeah, as soon as you want to put a ride or a coaster or anything like that on it, you're out of luck. So let's forget that. That's me wanting things that the game does not provide. We have open a menu over and over and over and over again. A number of rides. Yeah, but I'm just thinking I should be able to build a wooden structure that rides can live on. That's all my thought is. Like in real life. Like the ride itself. Why won't... There's no way to duplicate a ride? Are you kidding me? You gotta go back. Okay. That's dumb. So yeah, you know, you can float it above the water, but you can't get the path around it and stuff like that. As soon as you want to do this, it's like, nope. You can't do that. And you gotta fake it. Which, you know, we fake everything in Planet Coaster. Like seriously, it's amazing how much stuff we fake when we build things. So we have 5 new flat rides, and I think we should ride each of them. Oh, I remember this. This goes up like this. This isn't vintage, unless it's actually been around that long. The Gravitron. Is that what it's called? I can't remember. I think it might have been the Gravitron. But yeah, you know, why can't I have a big, huge Ferris wheel at the end of the pier? That would be awesome. This is one of those rides that they can pack up and put on the back of a truck. So, where I grew up, when we, you know, any fairs that showed up, would have come in on the back of a truck. So that's basically that. I was gonna say, it's not letting me off. It's not letting me off. So this is obvious. This is the same thing. Well, not the same thing. This just spins that way. Whoa, I remember this too. It's not like they don't have these anymore. Like, this is still a thing. Whoa. Oh yeah, I've been on this one lots. They're here just the other week. We had the Red River Exhibition. There would have been one of those there. A bigger one. With probably 8 arms around it, or 6 arms around it. But there would have been one there. Yep, yep. Yeah, they have them around here. The whole Red River Exhibition, most of them are like that. This is the Dirt in Your Eyes. It's not called Dirt in Your Eyes. I'm sorry. That's just what happens when you go in it. You get the dirt off the last people's shoes in your face. That's what I remember this. I've heard it called the Salt and Pepper Shaker. Usually the salt and pepper shaker, these spin. These spin? I don't know if these spin. But I do remember going in this, in one of these. Oh, there we go. We've passed center. But yeah, I definitely remember this when I was younger. Well, not even when I was younger. You know, you can go. This will be on the back of a truck, I tell you. So there's that one. I like that. And here's the one with the caged coaster, caged Ferris wheel. And these, like, if you're right, like, was it an old one? It must have been an old one because they probably don't make them caged anymore, do they? Or do these spin? Oh, they're sort of wobbly. Okay. Okay, I understand now. I think you're held in so you're not, like, smashing against the front of the cage. Smash, smash. That would be bad. Whoa. Because that's what would happen if you weren't bolted in. But yeah, I haven't been on one of these. This looks totally violent. Like, ah! Whoa! Whoa! Yeah, these ones have the doors on the side. I somewhat recall seeing them. But Ferris wheels are so, like, I'm not a huge fan of them because, you know, it takes so long to load it up. And, you know, you wait to get loaded up and then you wait to get unloaded. That's the thing I don't like about. With a coaster, you line up, everybody gets loaded on, it goes. This thing has to keep shifting around to let more people on. So this is a little. Oh, this is okay. I remember these. I don't think I've ever been on one. Basically, they fly out, and you fly around like that. I think I may have been on one. Some point as a little kid. But yeah, this one's pretty cool. Like, this is what I was looking for that park. It was totally what I was looking for that park. The only problem now, of course, is that park runs so slow. So slow. And I don't know why. I like this ride. Feels like eventually you'll catch that guy. You won't. But you're sure gonna try. You're never ever gonna give up chasing him. Ever. Whoa! Ah. You see, they actually, these aren't actually pulled out by gravity. You see there's cabling in order to pull all of them up. But yeah, there was always a lot of randomness to these types of rides. You know, they weren't, you know, controlled, like you weren't spinning purposefully, you were spinning randomly. But yeah, that's a cool one. I like that. It's coming down now. You can see the cabling in the middle is Oh, that's all it was. So this spins freely around here. This actually winds up the cabling. And it reaches a certain point. Oh, that is so weird. Okay. And they do such a good job of how these work, too, eh? You know, you don't see it in that, but you definitely see it in this. Maybe not so on any of these. This will be a tire. It's a tire that's not spinning. None of the mechanisms are actually moving. But that's what did it, was a tire hooked up to an electric motor. Just like that. That's cool. Okay, so what else? What else we got here? I'm just going to quickly go into Park Management. We're going to go to Staff. And we're going to look at entertainers. We don't have any new entertainers with this pack. There are no vintage entertainers. So, you know, yes, lots of nice stuff. I will admit, flat rides. The flat rides are nice. We didn't get any track rides, but we did get some coasters. But we already rode them. So there's the bobsled, Ace of Sky, and then there's the other one. So we already rode those. What a waltzer is. Somebody who waltzes? I don't know. They got a new coaster too. They have 2 new coasters. We already rode them though. Like I'm not building. I'm just blueprinting. So this was the one of them, and it wasn't bad. Nothing wrong with this at all. It was lots of fun, actually. I would definitely build with this. With this wooden coaster. I like the wooden coaster that's already in the game. It's one of my favorites, actually. But you know, my favorite coasters are still the hybrid wood steel coasters are definitely more what I like to build than anything else. Not that I mind building any coaster. Well, I do. The flying coasters are not my thing. I just can't get the way they feel, right? But that's just me. It's a fairground ride. Yeah, I figured it wasn't somebody who waltzes. That was just sort of the only answer that came to mind when the question was asked. But I would guess it would be things going around, sort of waltzing, similar to the second ride, in a way. Yeah, I like this. This is a good ride. It could use a little bit of banking here and there. And it's not up to the excitement levels that I push my tracks to, but that's just my own stupidity. I shouldn't need to push them to those levels. But it's a nice little ride. I like it. Of course, your vintage tracks like that are not supposed to be all, like, rides into space with those many G's. Now, this was the most interesting one, of course. We're on the second ride of these, by the way. I've already done them. But the bobsled run was kind of fun. You know, it's different. It's definitely different. I'm actually going to do a cinematic for this one because I like it. It's a great idea. I've never heard of a track like this in real life. They probably exist, because I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. But yeah. See, the problem is mine's going to dive down and they're going to be going 100 miles an hour in the first corner. Everybody's going to get thrown off and die. Yeah, I like it too. But, yeah, I'm just not seeing one in my park right now. Oh yeah, see, I have a rule that I don't use other people's stuff because I'm live streaming and publishing it, so yeah, I just don't. They might not want it. Like, look at this, look at this, look at it, it's awesome. It's like a train station. Like, the inside of that building is just sweet looking. I love that. And all in under 4,000 parts. 340 parts. I can't do that. Whoops. So that is the vintage thing. It's the vintage thing. So, I'm gonna go back to something scary. And I'm gonna ride a ride. But yeah, I'm quite happy with the stuff that's in this pack, but it's very small compared to the previous packs. I will say we've got 2 coasters and 4. Hey Deborah, welcome to the stream. We've got 2 coasters and some packs. Do tutorials for a fee, yeah. I tried to do tutorials, and I actually sat down and I've still got the Microsoft Note thing that I set up with all the different things I was gonna do, how I was gonna go through, and like, you know, I'm sorry, I could explain everything I know in 10 minutes. What kind of tutorial is that? It's like, you know, like the most special thing that I've done is combining building pieces at a single angle within one building. And that would be the biggest trick that I've done that people see and they're like, "What?" And so this is the park that everybody's saying, "Oh, it would fit, this would fit well in here." You know, this is my spooky park. It's supposed to have like a creepy feeling to it, even though it has more like a Vale or Aspen resort type feeling to it. I think I failed on that creepy part, but it looks awesome at night. Like, my park looks just awesome at night. So yeah, this is the park. There's the theater. You know, so I've got this certain look and feel that I've got here, and actually the coaster itself is down here. But it's not lit. It's not finished. But when it is finished, it's gonna be awesome, I think. The big problem with this right now, of course, the dark ride. Or you don't want to see this instead? This is the broken coaster ride, where everything is basically based on things being broken and smashed and falling apart. I don't know. Studio didn't add a lot. Yeah, I'm waiting for the Haunted Mansion Part 2. Because I already have a Haunted Mansion on the workshop. So that's the coaster there. I do have another coaster in this world. A house I built that's just on the side of the mountain. Let me put some daylight on this. Okay, so yeah. This is what I love doing in Planet Coaster. Look at that. That's just... Every time I look at that, I'm like, yeah, I want to go over there. I'm going to set up in my chair. Bring my fishing rod. Just, you know, go fishing for the afternoon. Right here. As long as it's not too hot out. But yeah, I really like the way that all turned out. But yes, this is the section of the park that we're talking about here, where the vintage rides would be at home. Maybe not this, but this is definitely a vintage ride. This is the way, you know, this is the way I picture a vintage thing looking. Why am I not a roller coaster designer? I didn't, cause I suck at roller coasters. I suck at roller coasters. Track rides in Horror Heights, yeah, but there was a lot more building pieces. So this is my build of Pop the Gaps or Leap the Dips, and it would seem it's broken right now. Of course, because, you know, anytime you actually go to show other people, you know, that are watching your coaster, it's broken. It's a rule of Planet Coaster. Well, I didn't build that. I built this. No, really, like, the thing is, if you ask anybody who knows coasters, I do so many things wrong. I don't care that they think that. It's not my opinion. It's not my place to really, because again, I'm not in it for that. I'm into the world building. I'm into building a place that feels like something. This coaster isn't bad. The problem with this coaster is it turns left too much. Let's turn left. Oh, okay, let's go down here, and then we'll turn left. Oh, we have a little bit to the right. We've got to turn right eventually after all those lefts. But you know, I make those kind of mistakes. I had to change this coaster after I built it because all it did was turn left. Which is kind of a stupid thing for a coaster to do. But you know, this is fun. I like this. It feels vintage to me. You know, the fake castle, you know, that's a very vintage park type thing. But okay, I can't believe I did 135 live streams of one park. Yeah, I love that ride. That ride, I like it. There's no doubt about it. But there was no way that back in 1902 when they built Leap the Dips that the coaster would have been going that fast. There would be no way. Like, my coaster there goes 50 miles an hour. And it shouldn't. like that type of thing was going 20 miles an hour at its peak. Mine goes too fast. So it's not a bad coaster, but it doesn't fit what that coaster would do. And that's the problem that I have when I build coasters. And I can show you a perfect example of that. When I tried to build a flying coaster, and it was just awful because I just can't get that feeling that you get when you're in a flying coaster, because I've never, like, my coaster experience has been seated coasters. So I just don't understand what I'm going for. Now, I will admit, I've rode over 330 coasters in No Limits 2. I used to do a series called Workshop Creations. 60 episodes of 6 coasters in each. And yeah, I learned a lot about coasters there, but it doesn't mean that I was good at building them. I was great at riding them and knowing when things felt weird. Because there were some coasters where things felt weird. You can't even imagine what the frame rate's going to be like. If you can imagine it's taking this long to load, oh, I can't even imagine. It'd be lucky if we get any frame rate at all. I've also found that turning down the detail doesn't help on my machine. So yeah, I really like the idea of skip the gaps, or you know, leap the dips, or whatever it was. And I'm pretty sure I'll like the other wooden coaster. But there's 2 coasters in this park that I built a while ago that I feel are really good coasters. Very fun coasters. This, by the way, is my first park. That was my first ride I ever put down. It all grew from there. This is where my Planet Coaster world began. But let's run a little test here. This is the Broke Miner. I renamed it. It was actually the Red Rock Mine Runner. But this is the Broke Miner because every time I went to ride it, it was broken. This was the first hybrid coaster I built. And it was torturous. Everybody watching told me everything I did wrong. And yeah, the frame rate's not great. Mainly because of the park. But to me, it was coaster by the numbers. That was a bad corkscrew type. Not really a corkscrew. It was an inner heartline roll. It's supposed to be. But you know, it's too quick. It's very rough. It is. You know, I love the way it went through the rocks and all that stuff. It's a fun coaster, but it's not well built, and you couldn't build it in real life. People would you know, would probably come off there with broken things. A little rough, yes, I would say. So that was my first coaster that I kept. Oh no, second coaster that I kept. Now, if we go over here, and I love this park. I will tell you, I love this park. I put so much time into this park. I'm talking 500 hours of time into this park. And I learned everything I know about Planet Coaster building the stuff in here. Like, how to do all this fine detail. But you look at it now and it's like, ugh. It's like, that's not fine detail. That's not even close. But back then I was like, wow, look what I built. And I, you know, it did turn out nice. But it's got frame rate issues, and a lot of the coasters are just broken coasters, meaning they don't act like coasters should act. On the other hand, here's the old mill, which again, I love building the old mill. This is one of my favorite coasters in here. You're gonna find this is a lot smoother. my second hybrid. But again, people were like, well, why is the drop like that? Why did you build a drop like that? Because I wanted to. You know, so I get these comments that my drops are wrong, they're too sharp, and it's just, I can only build what I know, and I don't know. So when I say I build shitty coasters, that's what I mean. Actually a good, like, I like it. That's what matters. I like it. This wasn't the coaster that got that comment. So, yeah, you know, there's a lot in here. There's a lot of coasters. You know, I tried to do different things. I've got a nice little racetrack. I've got twin dueling coasters, dueling around a volcano. Actually, you know what? We're gonna ride this. So it's I had a lot of fun building this. With triggers, learning about triggers. But in the long run, it became. You remember what I built today? Awesome, that's cool. It became very difficult to get, you know, good frame rates and stuff like this in this park. See, that was bad. That was bad there. That transition just didn't work. Somewhere here, there's the red one. So you've been here for a long time. Like, that's over a year ago, I think. I'd have to check, but I think that was about a year ago. So that's my dueling coasters, and yeah, there's a lot of stuff in here. Remember the big wall I had hiding all this as I was building it? You know, and this is, I'll show you what I mean about I'm not that great at some coasters. Like this was a good idea. The way, you know, this all worked out quite nicely. I like the way it looks. But it's not a very good coaster. That's the problem with it. Like, this is kind of cool. I love the way this worked. Feeling across, whereas a normal coaster I can generally do it. Yeah, it's not that. Oh, but the problem with it, you can't spam the smooth button. That takes the fun out of the coaster. The more you smooth, the less. Oh, and this is just bad because I moved that out of the way for something. And the end of it's not even done. But yeah, you know, like that's one thing, but yeah, I don't know. But yeah, I had a lot of fun building this. It was definitely one of the most full parks I've built. because Pirates Paradise, which, you know, seems to be the one that people know me for more so, is on an island because I just didn't want to spend 600 hours building it. This is my first haunted house ride. I don't know how it's a haunted house. But yeah, this was fun. Building this was a blast. It was hard. It was not easy to build this. I struggled, room after room after room. I struggled to find the things to put in it. More so than I did any time building Pirates Paradise. Turn around, orbits on fire. And then it got weird. Then I'm like, I don't know what else to put. What else is scary? Okay, we'll have a pirate room. I don't know. They played it on one of the Frontier used it on one of their live streams, so thanks to, I don't know, I think the Munch Bug. I can't remember. The frame rate's because of all the parts I use. Like that's it. Like, oh, I was gonna say, that's it. That was almost it. See, look at the frame rate. Yeah, exactly. There wasn't the stuff to build what we used to build, and we get more and more stuff. So what are we gonna end up with here? It's not gonna show me. Or it's still trying to figure it out, or it's crashed. Aww. $10,077. Yeah, I've got single buildings that have more than that. Oh, that many buildings. See, it won't even select it all. Like, all that stuff back there is unselected. All this is unselected. I was only able to pick 306 buildings and 42,000 parts. That's nothing. Like, none of this is selected. None of that's selected. But whatever the case may be. You know, I see where this where I can really use this stuff, and that's in the scary park. That's where this stuff belongs. And you know, 47,000 parts. I wish I could count it all, because I do know that in Pirates Paradise there's 75,000 parts. In the scary park there's like 85,000 parts. So it's building up way too high, and you know, it gets to the point where even with my machine, it can't render it. And it becomes a pain to build. Becomes a pain to play. And as you know, I build things that are way... like the train station with 16,000 parts. You can't copy that. You can't move that. You can't move it from one map to another. You can't make a blueprint. You can't do any of that. So it's got to stay there. It cannot be moved. So, you know, there's this... I'd love to be able to build stuff outside of the park and bring it in and put it in after. But there's just so much that it just drags the frame rate down. Now, I will say that it's not